All right, we are here.
Hey.
Hey, everybody. We can pin. Yes, we can. I'm going to pin some folks. Just giving everyone a moment to hop in and pinning it. Hi, Jennifer. First person who's been on camera. Thanks for joining on camera. Hi, Billy. Thanks for joining on camera.
Billy, I saw Billy join. I was pumped.
What it do, Billy?
I'm in San Marcos right now. My daughter's graduating college tomorrow morning. So
congrats.
Let's go. And your son, did he just close his first escrow, or I know he's in escrow?
He closed his first deal a week and a half ago and just put another one in yesterday.
Let's go.
I know.
Oh, lost him.
You're freezing, Billy. But
he just turned 20 years old too, so that's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
See?
Yeah, he's gonna kick my ass at some point. So
Running from the best.
A couple more push-ups though, because he's getting there, but he ain't quite there yet. Y'all ready for today?
Yes.
All right, I'm pumped up, and so we just had our little pre-session that we were talking through, and we were talking to Shay, and we're like, yeah. So what she's gonna be going over today, I think all of us were like, yeah, this is probably the number one thing that both all of me, Elena, Chase, Lisa, everybody on here. So we are going to be learning skills and diving into it, guys. Ask questions, take your time, go through it. It is recorded. We're here to help. We're going to be managing the chat, and Shay's going to be really holding it down to make sure she's taking a step-by-step through the process. But now we can finally stop bugging Shay in regards to, hey, how do you do this? 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 She's like, wait till my hackathon. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be good.
All right. Hey. Yep. Okay. Everybody hearing her? Good. And then everybody has access to Claude, correct?
That is
all right. Cool. Just one. Please have access to Claude. If you don't, take a little bit of time, get in there, set up a quick account.
Claude.ai.
And we'll roll from there.
In the chat so that everybody can go there if you don't already have an account. You can get a free account for today. I had posted that you should get the desktop app downloaded before the session, but not a requirement for today with what we're going to be doing. That's just going to help you get to some of the pro level things that we will talk about once I wrap up building our first couple skills. So I'm going to let everybody get a chance to open that window on their computer because you can build live today if you'd like to. I will be putting the prompts right into the chat that you can copy paste into your own Claude if you'd like to. Otherwise, you can get a recording of the session and go step by step that way as well. So whatever works.
All right, cool. Ruben already starting with the solid meme game. Okay, let's go. We know what today's gonna look.
That's what he's the best at. What are you talking about?
He's I'm just responding back. All right, cool. So I'll get started in 1 minute, guys. We'll hop all in. Let a couple more people get in here and get settled. Claude.ai. Shay has dropped it right there.
And maybe put it in the chat if you're using Claude currently. I'd love to know who's currently using the tool, what you're maybe using it for. If you want to just share a quick raise hand, any of the above.
And who's still using GPT? Who is chat is still your main go-to? Jason? All right.
Chrissy, you raised your hand. Did you want to unmute and share what you're using Claude for and or GPT?
I'm using Claude, but I'm just barely starting. Just scratching the surface, so I'm excited to learn about more.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's going to be packed. It's going to be a good session. All right, cool.
That's fine. Good job.
It is 10:05, so we're going to jump in here. All right. First off, let's start off with a little bit of housekeeping. If you are watching this and you're not a pro member, You've heard me say this before. You can join for just $1 for your first month with the link in the chat. It's going to be in the chat. That gets you access to our that's going to get you access to our Ask and Share space where you can post questions and get answers from the community. This is the center of what we are doing. Today, I'm going to be posting, does anybody have help with Follow Up Boss and connecting calendars? Because all of our agents' calendars keep breaking. I'm going to be posting that later on right after this session. So whenever you have issues going on, post it there, because I don't know. And I keep having to call the Follow Up Boss community, and then they fix it and then they don't fix it. So somebody help me, right? So that's going to be there. Then you're also going to have full replay library so that you can watch every session we've done and access to the transcripts so that you can take those transcripts and go throw it into your Claude to go do some cool things like what we're going to show you today. And then on top of that, we've built out an REC bot and a prompt library, which gives you all the AI tools that we're building and allows you to really customize some cool things for yourself. So with that being said, the link is in the chat. Go ahead, click it, get in there, become a part of the community, get active, answer questions, and let us know what value we can continue to bring to you guys. All right? So Chase, what are you showing us real quick?
This is the prompt library. So once you join Pro, you're going to have a new folder show up here. It's all unlocked. So the prompt library has our prompt builder. Shout out to Brian Hurley on that. But that will take any idea you've got and turn it into a bulletproof prompt. We all know that prompting is like the most important piece of all this AI stuff. So this will be a immediate power up, well worth the access, of course. And then we're dropping in all the prompts that we're teaching, training, using ourselves are all being added to our prompt library, so you can start searching through categories, what they're for, again, to just have a one-stop shop to go to, all included, of course. And then, again, if it's, midnight and you're struggling with a certain thing, this AI bot that we have is trained on all of our sessions. We're constantly adding more content to it. So if you're struggling, need a quick answer, don't want to wait for the community, everyone's asleep or whatever, dive in here. You're going to get a response in about 30 seconds on average here. And then Jeff mentioned the Ask and Share space. This is just going off with different questions, success stories, struggles. Elena dropped something in here this morning about managing multiple transactions at once. That can be an issue for some in Follow Up Boss, so a great walkthrough here. I grabbed a couple of phone photos of a listing of mine that's coming up next week, but we had a cutoff for print of our magazine. So I used chat, nothing rocket science here, but used chat to basically turn these couple boring phone photos into magazine ready print images. So again, just
hey, that should be illegal. All right. That should be illegal. All right. I'm just calling that out. And maybe we're in Orange County. I'm calling out to y'all Orange County realtors. Go use Claude to go update y'all headshots. Like, get this thing moving too.
I mean, you can see like,
yeah,
it took out there was a big sliding glass door in the driveway. It got rid of that, made it a twilight picture. So now it's right now we're going to get photos taken next week, but this was able for us to get in our magazine print. There was a cutoff yesterday. So just all the things that are working, things that aren't, get help here. I know a week or two ago, Dave had posted some issues with Real Scout and automations and Follow Boss. So I threw a 5-minute video in there answering his question and exactly what to do. So again, if you're stuck somewhere, bring it here. You've got a brain trust of hundreds now, much smarter than a lot of us are. So leverage the community to help you get through your challenges. And if you have something that's working, like Jeff said too, drop it in here. Help us all grow together too. So love to see you guys in there.
All right, cool. So now we are going to jump in, and we're going to do maybe three big pieces, depending on how much time we have. First, we're going to have Shay. Shay's going to come in here. She's going to break down Claude and Claude's skills, and we're going to really do a deep dive into that. Then we're going to have some time. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember Kimberly Music. When she came in here, she broke down how she was able to build out a plan to land a 120 plus development. And so she's going to show us how she constructed that and break all of that down, and also give us an update to, one, how did AI help her lock it in, but how she's leveraging it today to be able to execute on the launch and move it forward. And then we're going to have some time where we're going to have a few different people hop on and just show what you guys are currently building. And it'll give everybody time to actually slowly ask questions, figure out how they're doing it. It's going to be step-by-step process. So we got a jam-packed time. I think we've taken enough time so that Shay can go ahead, take the floor, and it's all yours.
I'm ready. Sounds good. I have been loving the Ask and Share area. By the way, it's just such a value to me because I can put something in there if I have a question, or I can learn from others. So I just can't stress how valuable that part of our community is. Today, I'm going to be talking about Claude skills and talk about a game changer. Really, I think the cool part about Claude skills is that you can teach Claude how to do things for you in your business. And today we're going to focus on a couple specific skills, but really there's kind of no limit to what you can teach Claude to do. I've taught Claude to do some pretty complex things. We're going to get into it later, but you can schedule things that Claude takes care of for you in the app. So that's definitely a benefit of having the app. I had posted leading up to the session that it's great to have the app if you could for the session. However, just having the Claude browser open today is going to be where we're working. So if you want to make sure that you get to claude.ai, get your browser window open, and then you can follow along with what we're going to do today. I'm going to move quick because we have a lot of things that we want to cover today. But like I said, I'll be sharing the prompts in the chat so that you can move right along with us. And I think Amy had a question. They had their hand raised for a minute. Amy Green, I think. Do you still have a question? I'll let her unmute, but maybe raise your hand again, Amy, if you have a question. Okay, so we're going to get started today. So first, we're going to talk about what is a skill. So a skill is a set of instructions that you give Claude and you save one time. So if you guys are all using, or many of you, it seems like are using ChatGPT, some people are using Claude. So when you go into ChatGPT and you say, help me create a social post, that's a prompt. And we can get prompting as a whole nother session. But a prompt can help you to instruct a AI tool how to do something. So what we're going to do is teach Claude how to do something one time. And then we don't have to continually prompt it to do that thing. We can call in the skill when we want.
Shay, before you go on, Elena, you have a question?
Can you zoom in?
Sure. Let me try.
Sorry.
Guys, this is live. This is live. So
Shay, command plus.
Okay.
hey, it works. My bad, Chase. I wasn't saying it wouldn't work. I trust you. But
Now you guys are tiny on the screen. I don't know. I think it's doing the wrong browser. Just 1 second.
There you go. There you go.
Here we go. Okay, better?
yep,
For everyone?
stigmatism.
So that's the overview of what a skill is. So today we're going to work on a few different skills, but one is going to be one that writes your seller updates for you in your voice, one that builds your MLS descriptions, the descriptions the way that you like them, one that gives you a morning briefing on what's important today. So 3 different ways for you to use Claude skills. And we are going to get started with the content engine, which is going to help you build content in your voice. So
before you jump into that, Shay, what was the biggest problem? When the skills rolled, what were the problems before the skills? You learned how to do Claude skills.
I think that when I first started using AI at a higher level, even in the very beginning, I would get horrible content out of ChatGPT. I would get horrible content out of Claude because Claude didn't know me, didn't know my brand. It didn't know anything about the business that I run. And the outputs were very generic. They were too frilly. They were too excited. They were not my voice. So the biggest problem that I wanted to solve is I wanted Claude, or ChatGPT, in this case Claude, I've pretty much switched over completely because I find it far more useful. But Claude, now I want Claude to know my brand voice. I wanted it to know who I was. So that's what this what a skill can help it do is, first of all, sort of interview you in this prompt that I'm going to share with you all. It's going to interview you as the agent, ask you questions, and then you're going to give it answers. And now it's going to build a skill around you and your brand so that when you want to create content, you have your brand attached to whatever it's writing, if that makes sense.
Is this the reason why your content doesn't sound like everybody else? Have y'all noticed on Facebook how everybody sounds exactly the same right now? Like, come on, y'all. Like, really try. Okay, cool. Just making. I was just wondering where the secret sauce was coming from.
Well, and it's really incredible for like, drafting emails or creating newsletter content, LinkedIn posts. It's not just social media. I really have defaulted to using my content engine for like everything. And it's so amazing to get it tuned into a place where I really don't have to change that much because it understands me and it's writing from that brain when I ask it to do things. So it's a pretty cool hack. So we're going to go over here to Claude and we are going to open up just a new chat here in the Claude browser. I'm going to copy this prompt right here. And the prompt is basically going to give us questions to answer. I'm going to call on Chase to be my guinea pig for this. And we're going to build this live. So we're going to build the content engine out, build me a skill called your content engine for real estate brand voice. Ask the agent 6 questions, one at a time, then build the skill. So we're going to hit send, and now it's going to start asking questions. And Chase, I think that I can whisper flow your answers.
Okay.
So give me just a second here. Okay. So the first question is, what is your name? Where do you sell real estate? Where do you do most of your business? And just talking, and I'm going to whisper flow you.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Chase Whitney. We are in North Orange County into the Long Beach area. And yeah, that's it. That's an easy one.
A man who knows who he is.
Okay. So who's using Whisper Flow? Anybody heard of it? Whisper Flow is an amazing tool that I actually could never live. I can't believe that I ever lived without it. And Whisper Flow.
Can you make sure that we give the notion or the prompts in the chat so they can follow along?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot that. So for this case, I'm putting the first prompt in the chat, and you would just take out the sentence about calling on an agent. Just take out like the first part about how you're in a live training so that it just interviews you.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect, Chase. Welcome to the hot seat. Question 2 of 6. Who's your ideal client? Paint me a quick picture. Are they first-time buyers, move-up families, luxury sellers, investors, downsizers? Anyone you'd love to have more of in your pipeline?
You ready?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So our ideal client persona right now, at least the last year or two, has been families selling relatives' homes that have passed away, first-time buyers. We do a bit of move-up and downsizers. Luxury is dependent on the market, but our price cap for our market's about 1.8 to 2 million is kind of our cap. So in our market, that wouldn't really be ultra luxury, or I guess even luxury at that point, because Orange County is pretty high. We do work with investors, but it's certainly not our ideal client and or our norm. But yeah, I would say ages of 32 to 70 between the various client types.
Oh no, I didn't place my cursor. Just 1 second. I have to get it.
Paste last transcript.
What's that fun? What's that command?
Go to the whisper flow thing on the top of your toolbar.
Yeah.
And click on paste last transcript.
Oh my gosh, you're so smart.
I didn't pay her for that.
He's like, I'll take it.
Okay. So there's Chase's next answer. So the way Whisperflow works when you get it downloaded, you literally just put your cursor where you want it to post information, and then you hit the record button, which is a little widget on your screen, and it starts dictating, or it starts recording your voice, and then it cleans up the text, and you can paste it right in the spot that you want it. Okay. Got it. So families navigating real estate sales, first timers stepping in, and move up downsizers, 1.8 to 2 million Orange County, Long Beach sweet spot. That's a really specific lane. And a lot of those estate sale families need a softer, more guiding tone than your average transactional agent. Good intel. 3 of 6. Give me 3 words that describe how you sound when you're talking to a client or posting content. Are you warm, direct, witty, polished, casual? Yes, Jeff.
And just to make sure, we haven't posted the second prompt yet, right?
No.
There's no, this is all part of the first prompt. It's just interviewing him.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, Mike. So we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. I would say, I mean, those are all pretty good, but I would say I'm in between. I'd think casual and witty is kind of one, I would think, in my brain, and then direct and consultative more than authoritative.
Okay. Love it. So we're landing on casual, witty, direct, and consultative. That's a great combo. Approachable enough that an estate sale family feels safe with you, but sharp enough that a move up buyer trusts you. Question 4 of 6. What are some phrases or expressions you use a lot? Your verbal fingerprints, things you find yourself saying in client conversations, voice memos, or social posts. Could it be a signature opener, a way you explain the market shifts, a phrase you always in calls with, anything that sounds distinctly you?
Oh, geez.
Just give it. Any example?
I try to do the best I can to distill market data into how it affects the client. I also try to lean more on their motivations rather than timing the market is an impossible feat and there's no right or wrong time to buy or sell. I think it's all dependent on the client's journey and their own personal goals. So I try to utilize. Yep.
I think that it stopped recording for a second. I'm going to paste the beginning part of your answer and then have it go again. Oh, okay. Start over. Just do a couple sentences.
Yeah, if it's real, you'll be able to say it again.
Yeah,
Right, it is true. Okay, I'm assuming you're recording now. So I try to take the client's goals and journey and distill that into the updates I'm sharing with them. So I don't think there is a right or wrong time to buy or sell. I think it's dependent on their goals and their own ambitions. And then we guide and advise based on what they're trying to achieve rather than a cookie cutter example or statement for every client the same way.
Why is it not letting me paste in this box? Just 1 second. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, mine was having issues with that as well the other day.
Yeah,
AKA last night.
It's not loving my Whisperflow isn't loving me right now, but that's okay. Well, we're almost done. Okay. All right, almost there. So you guys are going to whip this out a lot faster than I'm going right now with my little Whisperflow tool. And if you just want to type some answers into, you don't need to get fancy with the Whisperflow tool. It just, once you get it down, it really speeds things up. Okay, that's gold chase. No right or wrong time. It depends on your goals. Blah, blah, blah. Flip side. What are some phrases or words you never want me to use in writing your voice?
Yeah, now, sell your house in the next 2 weeks to not miss the boom. I think that's garbage, personally. So that is certainly something I don't like, the sensational headlines. Again, I think it's all part of the consultative approach. Dream home awaits, backyard oasis, all the fluffy, overly used adjectives are not helpful and all sounds very boilerplate.
Real talk.
Yep, I would describe that as real talk. Crystal clear. No fear mongering. No fake urgency. Last question. What's the trigger phrase you want to say when you want this skill to kick in? Something you will naturally type or say to Claude when you want to start writing in your voice. So write me a post, draft an email, Chase's voice. What makes sense to you?
Sure. Those are all good. That's fine.
Wait, you can do all of them?
I haven't tried using all. I like to just
right now.
think of something like that I would say. So we're going to take this a step forward, but now as the skill builds, which is what it's doing right now, it is Claude is building out this skill, and we'll see the skill pop up in just a minute. And then because we picked the term Chase's voice, now anytime Chase comes back to his Claude account and he says, write me a LinkedIn post using Chase's voice, write me a real estate listing description using this data, which is like maybe the input data that you have for a listing, in Chase's voice. It's going to use all the information we're giving it and the skill to carry out that action, if that makes sense.
That's clear. Heather, did you have a question? I saw your hand go up. Oh, this is dope.
So this is the actual skill here on the right-hand side. So I did not give, so Claude itself has a skill builder tool. So all that we did was ask Claude to build us this skill. You guys saw the prompt. It's nothing special. There's nothing like, it's just basically interview me to build a skill. So Claude took all of the information that we inputted, that Chase answered questions about, and now has built this very detailed skill all around Chase's brand. And if you go through here, it's his ideal client. It's his voice with 3 anchors. It's signature positioning, reframes to use, phrases and patterns, never use these, how to approach different content types, emails to clients, market updates, listing copy, scripts. We had a very basic prompt, and now with just asking or answering 6 questions, Claude has given us all of this information. What I like the best about a skill is I've seen it often put in things like this. Like, does it sound like human? Specifically Chase talking. It's like a checklist for the skill to run at the end of creating whatever piece of content you ask it to create. So in this case, now we have this skill, and it actually gives you some instructions as to what to do next. So you're going to hit save skill as the next step, and that is going to save it to your Claude account. So as soon as I hit that, you'll see a message that it's saved. Okay, now I can click on the manage button and I can see all my skills here. So let's say that you want to make an update to a skill down the road, or there's something that's changed drastically about your brand. This is where you can see your saved skills and manage them.
Before you go on, how do you change the skill's name? Is that possible?
Yeah, it is. But you have to, like, first of all, I believe that if we just add the name in the chat, great question, because Claude defaults to just skill.md. And as you create a lot of these, it can get really messy as to what the different skills are and what they do.
Cool. And then one more. Heather has a question. Rather than doing the live prompt, could you upload a similar Heather's voice document to the skill, and it can read the info from there? It's almost like for what we have, taking our brand guardians and who I'm already is, and then putting that in here. Could that work as well?
Absolutely. So great question, Heather. So the way I would do that is, if you already have that document typed out, you would just go here to add to the chat down here, and you could search for that document and attach the file. And then I would just look at that prompt that's saved in the chat, chat of this call, and just modify it slightly. Just say, like, here is information about my brand. Use this prompt to help me build a skill in Claude.
Cool.
Good?
Yes.
So now when we say, write me a LinkedIn post about my Zillow advisory board role using Chase's voice.
You see how much faster Whisperflow would have been than typing that?
That's a good example.
Yeah, what's funny is you were talking while you were typing, and so anytime I see that, it's a pet peeve. Now I'm like, do you have Whisperflow?
Yeah, just use it.
Nobel Peace Prize, Whisperflow.
So now it's going, do you see this? It said load Chase's brand skill before drafting. So
Yep.
now Claude knows to load that. And then it's going to take draft 1. Why I drafted it this way? Want me to spin it a shorter, punchier version? And you can continue editing, but it has now invoked this skill to do that.
Can you go ahead and send me that post so I can post it?
Like copy paste. So pretty cool. And I think you guys are getting the idea of how incredibly helpful these could be. So another example,
Hold on though. That was an entire, didn't have anything built 10 minutes, 11 and a half minutes ago, to probably a lengthy interview that would be quicker if we didn't do it live on a call,
right.
to I have a tangible output I can post now in a total of 12 minutes. And now every post from that point forward is what, 30 seconds?
This is like the biggest bottleneck breaker that I know of, because I know for me, like I love to be creative in content writing, but it's always something that I have to stop and take some time to do. And if I can get a first draft this way,
Yep.
it is a game changer for me.
And to still piggyback on it, I know we have 5 more things to run through. It gave him the post or the script or what he needs to say. Can you take that conversation further and be like, all right, cool. Can you give me graphics for my Instagram or anything like that, utilizing what we just went through?
You can, for sure. So that you could go back to this chat and you could say, I want to add some more color to my brand, literally. So here's my brand colors. Here's my logo. Here's the Canva connection. I was just going to show where you can make connectors connected. So for instance, you can connect Canva to Claude, and you can give it, a lot more information. Like in an ideal world, you have sort of like a brand guide that a graphic designer or someone has created for you that has your logo and all your brand colors and your fonts. And you can upload that to the skill and make that a part of your your content engine skill. That way, anything that it creates is going to have that in mind. And that's where you're really cooking with gas. I've been playing around with that. Claude Design is a new feature that's only a few weeks old. And that's where I know Chase has been playing around with that, and he's having some incredible results. I've been mildly impressed with the chat functionality around that. I would say that it's a great start for my posts, but I can't rely on it to create something that's like ready to post, but it's a great first draft, and it saves me the time of going to Canva, picking the template, setting up all the colors, getting the logo on there, getting the wording on there in the right font. That part's good. I don't love the results all the time quite yet, but I think Claude Design is changing that.
All right, dope.
Yep. So now we're going to talk about one more that I'm going to run through pretty quickly so that you guys can figure out how to get this set up yourselves, because this is another game changer. Here in the settings, you are going to go to connectors, and you're going to connect. Oh, maybe it's called customize now. Okay, customize. And you're going to connect your Gmail and your Google Calendar. So right down here in the left-hand corner, connect Gmail.
I know we probably have some like 365 users. Are they just automatically excluded from, they're not allowed?
I don't know that answer. I don't know if Microsoft has connections. You can search for any connections up here. So if there's Outlook or 365 or Yahoo or anything like that, there may be connections there.
There is a connector for Microsoft 365. There is not one for Yahoo.
Good to know. So our next prompt that I will put in the chat here is going to be a quick little morning briefing that you can create as a skill. And I'm going to paste that into a new chat. And since I have my calendar and my email connected, it's going to build out a tool for it to go and check my Gmail and see if there's any unread emails from the last 24 hours, tell me which emails need a reply, lenders, escrow, agents, pull today's appointments from my Google Calendar, point out any showings for buyer or seller meetings that are coming up, flag anything that might slip through the cracks. So top 3 emails that I need to reply to today, today's appointments, confirm showings, anything that I might be forgetting. So basically, anytime that I go to Claude and say, run my brief, then I can get this skill to run and give me all this information with my connected tools, connected calendar, connected email. So bandwidth breach already exists. Okay, because I built it earlier today. What the skill does in plain English. Sample brief. Top 3 emails to reply to today. Janelle Ortiz, title company, wire instructions, signatures needed. Mark Thiessen, Guild Mortgage, pre-approval, debt to income, blah, blah, blah. The Beckers, buyers, question about an inspection report. Those are my top 3 emails to reply to today. Here's my today's appointments. Here's my confirmed showings. Here's my 3 things that I don't want to let slip today. And then how to save this skill in Claude. Again, I built this skill earlier, so I got that same page that we got when we built the content engine. Right at the top right-hand corner up here, right here at the top, it said save. So I hit that save button earlier when I built this. And so now I have this skill, and every time that I run bandwidth brief, which is the name of my skill, I believe that every agent struggles with bandwidth. And the bandwidth brief is what I've called this skill. As soon as I run bandwidth brief, or I say to my Claude, run me my bandwidth brief this morning, then it's going to give me the output of this great little, what I need to pay attention to today. So where things really unlock is if you have downloaded the app and you go into your scheduled tasks in the app, you can schedule this skill to run every morning at 7 a.m. You can also tell Cowork when your laptop is open and this skill is running to email you this brief, to text it to you, to Slack you this brief. So that's where you can really unlock some pretty amazing skills as a scheduled task.
Say, if you didn't build this out before you had it, but round of applause before first off. I'm currently, this is what Charity has built, something very similar for me. I get an email, what's going on? When is it happening? Who do I need to meet with? Our next iteration of this is for our one-on-ones with our agents and being able to hook it up to like previous meetings. Do you think this skill would be able to, I would be able to build a skill to go, hey, you and Shay had a conversation last week, Tuesday. Here's what they needed to get done during your meeting. Make sure you bring up these points.
100%. As long as you're recording your meetings. As long as
so we have everything through Google Meet. So the video's recorded and the transcription. And a lot of times I'm building it, it's like hooked up through Notion as well. So there's multiple transcription pieces. That way we can just get that built out, and one less thing that a human has to, I don't have 5 humans that I need to have managing and going back and, hey, Jeff, you have a meeting with Shay today. Here's what you're going to need to go through.
Yeah, and I think that's what I would tell it. Like if I was redoing this prompt for that, Jeff, I would go in and tell the prompt that not only do I want you to tell me about my appointments, but I want you to go find the transcripts from Google Meet folder and then give me an outline of the prep that I need to have ready for that appointment or whatever it is. And then what's so cool about this build process and how intuitive Claude is it's going to say, share the link to that drive folder with me so that I can see where to find the meet transcripts. Or if you already have Drive connected, it's going to go find them for you. So it's pretty incredible as far as how it can like lead you through the steps. And then once you have it right, you go up, you hit the save button, and you can now invoke that skill, like run me my briefing every morning or whatever you want to call it.
All right, perfect. Jason does have a question. Jason said, one more time, where do you connect Gmail and your calendar? Can you walk us through that one more time?
For sure. Right here, bottom left-hand corner, settings, and then connectors is what it used to be called, but now it's called customize. So you go to customize, and then this is all of the connectors that I have connected. If you don't see what you want connected here, you would just search for it. So you search for, what did you say, Chase? It was Microsoft?
Yeah, that's under browse. Jason, I did post a link to this page directly. Assuming if you don't have access to it, maybe you might not be on the Pro Claude account. I'm assuming, but maybe you can let us know.
I believe you have to have the upgraded $20 a month version to start connecting tools. And here's an example of all the tools that are there. I mean, it's like changing every day and infinite. So you can just imagine what kind of skills you can create with all of these connected tools. But like I said, start with email and calendar because you can do so much with that.
All right, cool. And then Robert had a question. If I use Google Suite for all my products, is using Gemini better than Claude?
That's a good question. I would say from like a use case standpoint, there might be an example where like I personally haven't used Gemini as much in the Google Workspace environment as far as these types of things. I'm not aware that Gemini has a tool that you can create these types of skills, but it might be called Gemini Gem, I think. Like I said, I don't have as much experience. And then a scheduled Gemini Gem, I don't know if that exists. So you could look at the Gemini tool and see if you can find equivalent tools, if you will, that could live in that environment. I use Gemini for things like research or summaries of what I have in my drive and organizing my drive, things like that, instead of like what the example I just gave today. It seems like Claude is a little bit better for that.
And that's been our experience as well. And I think Ruben is hitting it. Gemini isn't that great at retaining the context of it. Research is amazing. Yes, it is. But we also, in the community, I'm going to shout him out. His name is Brian Hurley. And we tap his shoulder at least once a week to be like, almighty AI. Once a day, almighty AI, giver of AI, can you please assist on which button we press? So we'll double tap with him, and maybe he can give some more clarity on the leveraging Gemini to do something very similar.
Great question for Ask and Share too, by the way. Great question for Ask and Share.
For sure. And I want to, because we're short on time today, I want to turn things over to Elena. I know she has a couple examples for us of her scheduled tasks. So she's using Claude Cowork, which is in the downloaded app. So if you go back to a post that I made, I think yesterday afternoon, there was a link to download the Claude app onto your computer. It's good for Windows or for Mac. And when you do that, you get access to what's called Claude Cowork and Claude Code. Both of those are in the $20 a month Pro version. So you do need to upgrade to that Pro version. But then you can get to this page that Elena's showing, which is called Claude Cowork. And this is where you can schedule your skills to run on a certain time. Or you can just schedule a task. You don't have to have a skill to schedule a task. So I'm going to let Elena take it from here.
Yeah. So this is where Shay was saying, like, you can unlock a whole new level. And I needed to schedule my life in order to keep my life together. So I have 5 now, just simply because I don't have enough time to get my life together. Once I have more time to get my life together, I'll have more. So once you download the app, this is the desktop app for Mac. On the left panel, you either can chat. So this is just like the desktop version of the browser chat. But then this is Cowork, which you can also like start a new task, which looks very similar to a chat. And that's how I have created these scheduled tasks. You just talk to it just like a chat. And I've created 5. And the first one is it pulls from my transcripts and our team's transcripts across all of their Google Drives. I guess because I have the Google, I was just like, I don't know how you did it, but I'm glad you did. Because I have the Google Drive connector turned on, and because they've shared their Google Drives with me, it has access to all of their transcripts. So I said, please access I gave it the direct links to all of their Google Meet recording transcript folders. And I said, once a week, scrape all 6 of their Google Drive. Here it says, scrape Jenna's, Alan's, Jesse's, Tracy's, Atlanta's transcripts, and once a week, and give me content to post. And I'll decide based on the output if I'm going to create a video, a plain text post, or a graphic. And it usually gives me 6. Let's see. It gave me a bonus one. How nice. I don't use it verbatim, and this is a lot of this is what I post in the Ask and Share. A lot of this is what I post in the Ask and Share. So this is the hack I use for how I've been able to pump out content in Ask and Share. These are like quick tips or pieces of content from real life conversations we're having with clients of why things are happening or troubleshooting with agents in Follow-Up Boss. And exact step-by-step for how they fixed it. So I get that once a week scheduled. And then once a day, every morning, it scrubs for new leads coming into Follow-Up Boss. I just want to say something. Okay. It scrubs for new leads coming into Follow-Up Boss. It also scrubs for... I just keep hearing noises.
My bad. It was me kind of freaking out over here. So what you're having it do, you're having it go through and give a morning briefing to not only you, but to the entire team.
For what? For the one I just showed you?
Yes.
Right now, I'm doing it for me and for Tracy. We're the only ones who have the bandwidth to post. We're the only ones who have the bandwidth to post on social media. But yes, if you had agents on your team who had the bandwidth to post on social media, then yeah, I would add them too. And yeah, for the output, it actually posts this in Slack. I have one Slack channel that is like, I called it daily briefing. And so this is part of my daily briefing of, okay, today, this is what you need to know. And so this is part of my daily briefing in that Slack channel, and it's private.
That's it.
And then, so it scrubs new leads, and it sees if it's from the previous day, scrubs if the source is referral and if they came from someone in our database. It also scrubs call notes, or either through the dialer in the CRM or manually posted because it was an appointment, and it scrubs the notes to see if we found out after the fact that they were referral. So it says so it's actually going into my browser for this because it couldn't pull this via API. And it has exact instructions on how to train it, how to do this of go to the reporting, drop down and only look at the sales team reporting. For each agent, click on the calls. This is what a human would have done. And I never had a human doing this because it wasn't worth the time to pay a human to do this. And it was it was scrubbing the notes, and it's seeing, oh, they said that they heard about us through this person's name. And then it was searching Follow-Up Boss for that person's name. And yesterday, Kendra pointed out, oh, this person was in Follow-Up Boss. It was just in the relationship. I was like, oh, I didn't tell it to search the relationship field. So I'm continuing to teach it and train it. And then it composes a draft, and then it slacks me in that daily brief to review the draft and to send the thank you.
Wow.
So if it doesn't, this is my mind is blown up. Sorry if I'm jacking it. Questions here. But when I'm looking at it from a team standpoint, to help the agents be able to figure out who in their database has been active and to really push it directly to them, I can hook up something just like this. And then now they don't have to utilize like our follow-up bosses underneath Jose. It's not like I have to, there's no permissions. They could just literally give their browser the opportunity to come in here and do all the things that you just showed us.
Yes. Yeah. And so as I'm working throughout the day, I just see a new browser tab pop up and I'm like, oh, there's Claude. And I just keep going about my day.
So
Like,
the individual
oh,
agents on a team account can also leverage what you're doing to give them updates throughout the day.
yeah.
Okay. That's it. That's going to be very helpful. Real time, real help on who should you call, what activities going on, what the conversation, what are collaborators doing, coming directly to them so that they can actually, take some actions and do what the next steps are.
Yeah, I've had to refine it. There was one night where I went just crazy and it was like, oh, you burned through all of your credits and I'm on like the most amount of, premium 200 a month. And I was like, ooh, okay. And Mike, I saw that you asked, can Elena share? I don't know how to share a scheduled task other than just like copying and pasting this whole thing.
We're going to drop that.
Another way? I can just copy. I'm just making sure I'm not sharing like an API key or anything. I don't think I am. Just double checking before I paste it. You'll just obviously want to change out the names.
You know what you could do, Elena, is take that and just ask it to sort of like anonymize it and then paste that in the community if you.
Yeah, I'll do it afterward. I'll post that in the prompt library.
Make it just a little bit more like universal for any sales organization.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that afterward. Daily brief. So this is what Shay mentioned. I have that scheduled and it also, so it looks at my calendar. It gathers context from any previous meeting and any previous email communication, any Slack conversation I've had internally about the person or the meeting. And that includes private DMs, Scrubs granola, it just trying to find context anywhere. So I had like an internal meeting, 2 internal meetings back to back. And I was like, oh, you talked to Megan about this conversation you're about to have with Atlanta over Slack. And then you also talked to Atlanta about this conversation you're about to have with her over email. But then you also talked to Atlanta about this conversation you're about to have with her in the public channel. So it like combined all of those conversations and then it pushes it to a Notion doc into a 1-page agenda. But it also gives me small talk information, small talk at the top of the Notion agenda, based on where the person's located, based on what we talked about previously, based on what they post about in Slack, based on what we talked about in email. Maybe they had an auto responder in their email that they were on vacation. And it's like, oh, you were just on vacation at blah, blah, blah. How was that? Like, I can't keep up with that stuff. And it really helps me connect with whoever I'm talking to.
This is going to be super dope for nurturing clients and specifically managing multiple escrows at a time with all the information that actually happens. That point where I always tell that point where you have those 5 escrows open at a time and it's like, all right, cool. This is due today. That's due today. That's due tomorrow. This gives you all of those pieces to be able to basically look like a superhero when you're having those conversations with them.
Yeah. It's a life changer. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, you knew that about me and my son? Or
Thank you for asking. Yeah.
Yeah. And I realized I have been doing a very bad job of keeping up with my sphere and who's most important to me. So it goes in and it scrubs my sphere list, which is sorted by old to new, and it picks out who qualifies based on criteria. And it suggests a reconnection. It creates a draft for me and it pings me in Slack once it's ready for my review. And then the last one is it scrubs my transcripts that auto post to either Granola or Google Drive. Sometimes it's both, and I say dedupe it, please. And then it either decides, oh, this needs to be an internal meeting as a Slack message, or no, this was an external meeting with someone else. Send that person a draft or create a draft to that person. Oh, you also had to do, so I'll let you know in that daily brief Slack message. So it could be multifaceted. and it CCs everyone that was a part of that Google Calendar invite as well. And it pings me in that daily brief Slack message. So it helps me get my life together for pre-meetings and post-meetings, and making sure my relationships and my life are together is really what I'm using these scheduled tasks for.
Those are amazing. That
That's dope.
like makes you superhuman, I feel like. So congrats on those. Those are amazing.
Back on that daily briefing skill that we built. So I built it as we're doing this. And this might not be rocket science here, but it gave me the 3 emails to respond to. So I just said, okay, draft me the emails, draft me the responses. I drafted them. And then I said, okay, take the drafts and put them in my Gmail. So they're already waiting for me to go edit and send. And it did that too. So now I could probably then take the skill and build that into the initial prompt. Says, hey, give me the 3 emails to respond to, draft a draft in Gmail, put it there for me, let me know what it says. And then I would go to Gmail and they're already sitting there waiting for me to hit send.
And you can extrapolate that across so many different things, like exactly. And think about, hey, connecting the right tools so that you can give a seller an update, and then it can draft an email for you with the seller's update, and there's so many uses for this.
Yep. This is very helpful.
Yeah. That's how I push it. That's what it looks like in your Slack, Elena.
You're muted.
Come on back.
Elena, are you muted? Oh, there's
I'm
the
talking to
reaction.
myself.
We really want to hear what you say.
Yeah, this is what I got this morning of my daily briefing for today's meeting. So at 9 a.m., I had an internal meeting with me, Megan, in Atlanta that I was talking to you about. So it referenced all of my Slack messages, created a Notion doc, and we're meeting on Google Meet. The next internal meeting with more people, again, creating a Notion doc. I wasn't part of that one. AI Hackathon. It created a Notion doc, even though I didn't need one, but it did tell me where to go in circle for this. In 3 minutes, I have a meeting with Tatiana. So small talk and Google Meet. So yeah, all that was prepared for me this morning. And then, I had a meeting with Kathleen and Shay yesterday. So it drafted me a follow-up email in Gmail ready to review and send after that, because it scrapes my transcripts every hour. So it's a really awesome unlock.
Wow. And then it just goes to your Slack so that you can copy paste.
Yeah.
So smart. And Jeff said in the chat that you would make an amazing agent, and I tend to agree.
Yes.
Absolutely. Jeff, sacrifice.
If they're 50% higher than everybody else, I promise, I got you. Inside joke. All right, cool. What are we jumping into next?
I think Kimberly had a reschedule. Is that right?
Yeah, she just messaged me that their school just had I don't know, some type of emergency in the school. She had to go pick up her kiddos, so she won't be able to.
I hope everything's all right.
She'll catch us at the next.
We'll get her on that.
Unfortunately.
Marilyn, question.
Yes. Will y'all be doing a class on building a skill to, if you put in 3 comps from the MLS, that it can analyze those for you?
Yeah, we could definitely do that. For sure.
Yeah, we can definitely build that out for you.
Mm-hmm. And on that same note, I will see if I can add a prompt for that. I'm going to add into the community some additional prompts that we didn't get to that you can copy paste and build all these skills plus a couple more.
So where will I find that?
In the Real Estate Collective community, would that be an ask and share, Chase?
If you're going to post prompting, you post them in the prompt library.
Oh, prompt library. There we go.
Yep. If we have a walkthrough of any kind, like implementing, that would go and ask and share, and then any prompts that Shay shared today, the 2 that we built, and then she mentioned a few others, we'll post those individually in the prompt library, and then those are all searchable, categorized by type or what it's for, that sort of thing.
Will you share that on the screen one more time?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm new, so I've got to find my way around.
Totally.
No worries. I'm so glad you
Yeah,
asked.
I mean, that's great. It's a
Welcome
great
home.
So
Thank
if you are not a pro member right now, you have access to everything under free access. So our announcements, the upcoming events that we have scheduled to look at RSVP to. You have membership options, of course, in here. We're building out ancillary communities as we speak. I'm meeting with Jeff actually today or tomorrow to build out a few of these. And then resource library would be previous sessions from kind of pre-community, if that makes sense. Once you join Pro, the link pinned by Lana, I just shared it again. That has an automatic coupon on it. It's $47 a month, so it's already affordable. But first month is $1, gets you in. That will unlock all of these spaces. Right now, they have a little lock icon next to them. But what these essentially are, ask and share is your discussion space. Questions you have, struggles, wins, things you want to share, those will all go here. All the walkthroughs that Elena and some of us are doing are all going in here. And again, searchable and categorized. Under the prompt library, this is where we have the prompt builder, which will take you out into chat and build a, again, custom prompt for whatever you want to do, right? This is a great starting point as you're improving your prompting. Beyond that, all of the individual prompts are here. So if I come in here, Elena built one last week to build an SOP. There's the exact prompt. Copy and paste that right into your LLM of choice, Chat, Claude, Gemini, whatever it is. So they're all in here. These are all the prompts that we have saved. And again, Shay's going to add a few of those after this. The Ask the AI bot. This is again a chat room essentially that you're going to get responses to from our REC bot, trained on all of our sessions, all of our content, all of our knowledge base. So you're going to get great answers here automatically from the bot that we have. Today's replay and all others are going to be in the session replays space here. Again, categorized at the top, but again, searchable. All of them are going to be in here. So today's session will end up right here, and they're all going to move over, obviously, one spot. If you want to go watch Kimberly's session that Jeff mentioned at the top, and we, again, hope that everything's okay with her, her session's right here. So you can come in here, you can grab the summary, the transcript, watch it, speed it up, slow it down, watch it over and over and over again. And the member directory, who's involved, who's in here, right? Where are they at? If you're looking for a referral partner or just make some more connections, you're on the same wavelength, you want to build out, again, relationships, DMs are open for members that are in here. So that is a quick view of what's beyond the quote unquote paywall. And again, as we're building things out, we will start adding in those ancillary communities as well. But hopefully that answered your question.
Wow. Thank you very much. It certainly did.
A lot of we're trying to
I even learned some stuff.
add as much value as we possibly can to you guys. So this has been a tremendous help for me. Building it with Shay and Jeff and Elena and Lisa has been a lot of fun. But I mean, I've learned. So today I'm literally listening here building with Shay because I've been wanting to do this forever. So this is great. Just a great spot.
And Chase, Shannon had a question as well. I know you might still have it up. Would you have the prompt for the listing website that was shared previously by any chance? So can we go in there, share your screen, and walk us through how we could find that?
Are you talking about the relocation guide?
No, the one that I think Jacob shared that goes to Lovable, that really nice listing presentation.
I need to add that one, and that is a great reminder. But let's see if I can't do this right now. Give me a second, real time. Are there any other questions? Because I will add this today. And when I do, just so you know, it will be at the top. Okay. The one I thought you were asking about, the first two that we added were the relocation intelligence report. So that would be like a market guide. It could be local. It could be you want to build something for a client moving out of state. This is the research prompt to get everything about the city or market area, zip code, or whatever it is. Then this is the relocation builder for the Lovable site. Very similar in theory, but again, two different purposes.
Yeah, I did the relocation ones and they were fabulous. So thank you for that. My clients loved them.
I will work on that for you right now.
Cool. All right. So, guys, I'm pretty sure we're all up on time. Correct, guys? Everybody? I'm horrible at time. So with that, today's session was a Claude skill. We broke it down. Does anybody else have any questions in regards to what we went over today? And then if not, let's continue this conversation in the ask and share section. We're going to get those deliverables to you guys. We're going to get this uploaded. We're going to load up the prompt library. The video is going to go in the replay section. And then I know as questions pop up, bring it to the ask and share section. That way we can answer those in as quickly as possible and continue rolling through. Chase, I'm pretty sure you just went through the closing piece of where everything is and how everything rolls. With that being said, everybody, thank you so much for hopping on.
Oh, wait. Does Marilyn have a question? Her hand's up.
Oh.
We need like Jeopardy music when we call on somebody.
You asked about the prompt library, so I think we covered her.
Okay.
No, I don't know how to put my hand down. Sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, that works too. That works too.
Thank you anyway, though.
I got you handled.
All right, guys.
Today, really appreciate your time.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Yeah,